We've finished all the different dinosaur groups, and now we're going to look at a bunch of different conceptual topics of how dinosaurs are studied. And one of the things that we're always have an interest in is their behavior. And we can't watch a dinosaur act, do anything, but they do leave these tantalizing bits of evidence that help us get at least some grasp of their behavior. And the first thing is tracks. If you think about it, if you were to walk across a beach, you would leave a set of footprints that would say, give you some rough estimate of your size, your speed, if you had an injury, anything like that. And we get this exact same thing from footprints of dinosaurs that we call tracks from the fossil record. So they're very, very important for giving us information about the whole list of things that you see there. Here is the definition and a photograph of one. And if you have multiples, a set of footprints, we call it a trackway. How they're preserved? Well, this set of diagrams in this slide and the next slide set it up for you. The organism makes the impression in the sediment. There is a secondary deposit of sediment over it. Notice that the track itself has to be maintained. It can't be washed away or destroyed. That then gets preserved as well. If they both harden, then some future lucky paleontologist will get the fossil of that track. And then here's a better set of diagrams showing the exact same thing. And notice that when you have an impression like this, a fossil, you have the track itself, but then you have the sediment that filled in. And if you're lucky enough to sort of pop these two off, you get two fossils, the positive and the negative, for the exact same organism, the exact same incidence, footprint in the mud. A few different things we define. Here's the definitions of stride and pace. You need to know these definitions here. Your stride is sort of the distance by, say, from your right foot to your right foot. That can be measured in inches, centimeters, meters, whatever. And then your pace is the measure of distance between, say, a right to a left or a left to a right. We also measure a couple of other things. The straddle, which is the distance if you go from a straight vertical line from the central locus point of, say, in this case, a left footprint to the central locus point of a right footprint. That distance is the straddle. And then some people actually measure the angle that this takes. And they literally, I've seen this drawn as chalk diagrams on rock, but usually you can lay out some string and measure these things as well. One of the biggest problems, though, of course, is that it is virtually impossible to match the track to the track maker. So obviously some large dinosaur made these tracks here, but what was it? And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. We do have some places where the fossil organism is found literally dead in its tracks, so we know, but not always.